Welcome back to my channel. This is the Healed Her series where I just talk about a lot of things that I've learned in my healing journey in hopes to really encourage you and motivate you to also go on your own healing journey. Now remember, healing is not linear. It is something that you will constantly will have to do, tap in, go to therapy, especially therapy. But you have to be prepared, you have to be ready, and you have to really want to unravel a lot of the things that are going on in your life. I recently watched this interview with Jessica Wu and Anwar. Anwar is a dating coach, and he primarily is really big on TikTok, and he directs his support or his work towards Black women. Now I'll post the video right here. I highly encourage you guys go and watch the entire interview, and he touched upon so many things, but one thing that I want to focus on is he talked about Christian girls and dating, and how being a Christian girl or being raised as a Christian girl and into becoming a Christian woman, how much that hinders us in dating. And I couldn't agree more with everything that he said. For reference, I grew up Catholic, okay? I am Kenyan. I grew up Catholic, did the whole communion, the classes, everything. Life on Sundays was at church. I didn't understand why. We were just doing it. You had no choice because you were a minor. You are going to church, okay? And the whole notion or motivation around Christian girls is you're going to find a Christian man, but you cannot date anyone until you get married. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. I mean, when you're a teenager liking a boy, I mean, my mom told me, you like a boy, you get pregnant. I was absolutely terrified. You're in high school, you're in college. They do not want the boy to be a distraction to you, which is understood. But how are you going to not allow me or not educate me or, tell me all the things that I'm feeling, all the things that I'm doing, but automatically expect one day for me to be married and have kids and have a perfect marriage? Make that make sense. It just not make sense at all. And in my healing journey, especially in my 30s, I understand how much religion has really hindered us, especially being a Christian girly, especially in the faith. Because when you leave your parents' house, you know how to figure out what God means to you, what your faith means to you. There's nobody telling you to go to church. There's nobody instructing you. There's nobody giving you examples. It's like you're pushed out in the world and it's like, yeah, go figure it out. And you find out that everything that you knew needs unraveling, needs debunking, and you're like, wait, hold up. You start to see things from such a different perspective. You start to see your parents' marriage from a different perspective. You start to see those people at church from a different perspective, because now you are older, and religion absolutely hinders women in the church when it comes to dating. And I want to hit on a few points that they talked about that I think that are so important. He said, we are told to wait until marriage. You can't date at all. Then boom, you're supposed to get married to the right man. How are you supposed to know who the right man is if you're not even, educated on different forms of intimacy? Okay, intimacy in the church and religion is intercourse. That's just what it is. So when you go out in the world, and let me say, especially as a Christian girl or a Christian girl that grew up in the church, when you're thrusted into the world and you're suddenly getting male attention, you're suddenly around males more, you have no idea how to act. You learn how to act from your peers, from your friends, from television, from social media. You absolutely have zero foundation. What you thought was our foundation was a hindrance as a Christian girl. And that's what the church really fails at. You are demonized, okay? Demonized for being a human. You are demonized for being an exploring girly. And I just feel like that is so detrimental. And that is why we have so many issues in our community. We as women, especially even me as an adolescent, as an adult, or even in my 20s, I made the worst decisions. Now, granted, I'm human. I'm going to make mistakes. But the thing is like, I was doing it out of being terrified. I would make a mistake and I'm like, oh my God, God is going to strike me dead. Or I would talk to a male, or, have male friends or male around me. And I would just automatically in my mind think that you want the worst from me. You want that one thing from me. Now, part of that can be true, but because religion played such a big part in my life, I could not tell you how to have a healthy relationship with a man. I don't know how that is. I don't know how that looks like. And the next point that he pointed out, I'm going to always look at my iPad because I took notes. Christian women are used to being told what to do and how to think. This makes you never trust yourself, forgive everything, have no boundaries, thinking every man is your kingdom king, giving your all until the day you die, and selfishness is a sin. You are taught to be a good girl. Let me tell you, there are so many points that were in that video. And the first one, you are used to being told what to do and how to think. This is so detrimental to Christian girls because you're used to direction, which means you are incapable of curating your own thoughts. You are incapable of thinking for yourself. And this makes you so much more susceptible to having someone control you, having someone control your mind, having someone tell you what to do because you cannot tell yourself what to do, because you are used to the fear of direction. Like in the church, they use fear to direct you. They use fear to control you. That's not of God. Okay, so when you're out as a Christian woman, becoming a Christian woman, it becomes like you don't even know how to function. You really, it's like, am I supposed to be doing this? What am I supposed to do? You don't trust yourself at all. And imagine being in your 20s, your mid-20s, your 30s, or sometimes even your 40s and not knowing what you want, not having direction of self because you were raised to follow. But then when you move away from the following, you look for someone else to follow because that's what you're used to. And that mentally, it's draining, it's dangerous, and it helps you never become your highest and best self. It's really sad. And he also said, you forgive everything. That is so true. Like you start to become like, you have no boundaries. You have no boundaries. You don't even know what boundaries are. And when you create boundaries, you feel guilty. You forgive everything. Like a man does something to you and you're like, I forgive you. It's fine. Like, I forgive you. You're so quick to forgive. You're not even working through it. You're not even like understanding what that makes you feel, how that makes you feel. You don't have a sense of self at all. So you just can forgive and forgive and forgive. That will break you down. That will put you in positions that you don't deserve to be. You start seeing just the potential in that man and you take that man. You start seeing what could be. You start doing the status quo. You see where I'm going with this? You start conforming to social norms, what society is telling you, what your parents are telling you, what your grandparents are telling you. You have no sense of self. You're not an individual anymore. Like you become and trying to become what everybody has told you to become will make you mental. You will literally go crazy. And another good part that he brought on, and I feel like, especially if you're dating in your 20s and your 30s, thinking every man is your kingdom king. He talked about how Christian women can't just go out and have a date with someone and just that be that. Or when someone gives you something, or when someone, just wants to spend time with you, you always feel guilty, like you have to reciprocate constantly. Or anytime you see someone, anytime you talk to a male or a man or anybody that you're interested in, you're like, ooh, could this be him? Could this be him? Is this my kingdom king? God, did you bring it? Like, not everybody's your kingdom king, but because you're not used to having that interaction with the opposite sex, the religion and the church has taught you that God is going to bring this person, any man, and that's your kingdom spouse. And that's not true. You know what I mean? And some relationships you're going to have were lesson bound. Some men that you're going to talk to, some conversations, that should be, you're getting lessons from that. But that doesn't mean that you got to go all the way instinct and have a relationship with this person. You know, and I feel like being in my 30s, I've had to unravel that in my healing journey where I cannot think that everybody, every man that I talk to is my spouse. That's literally insane. Or like if a man says hi to you or compliments you, just take it for what it is. Take the conversation for what it is. Take that relationship for what it is. Take whatever he's telling you for what it is. Don't think beyond that. And being a Christian girly, growing up in the church, it makes you just think bigger and imagine more than what the situation actually entails. It's like if someone gives you a little piece of candy and you're imagining it like the whole box, he could provide the whole box. No, girl, he can only provide that one piece of candy. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. And being in church and having religion and you know, a lot of times what's preached in religion is optimism, you know, hope and God's got you. And when that is all true, they do not focus on the reality. They do not focus on the everyday because that is not profitable, right? They target your loneliness. They target your sad. They target the negative aspects of your feelings in order to thrive off of that and tell you like, give me this money, you know, so you're happier. Or if you want to find your spouse, give us, you know, this offering. And that's just not of God. God has created so many creatures on this earth, so many people, that if you don't experience conversations with people, if you don't experience, you know, just a regular schmegular talk with someone else, or even a discourse with the male, something, we're meant to learn from each other because we all have completely different experiences. And you going in with the assumption or the hope that this person is your forever person every single time, you are putting yourself in risk to constantly be hurt every single time. Every single time. Because not every single time that person is your person. Not every single time that person is your forever. Not every single time that person is for you. And you're just risking yourself for disappointment every single time. And what happens is like, you get so tired of being disappointed or disappointing yourself because your thoughts were not met, that when it actually is your person, you have so much baggage. You have so much, you know, unhealed moments. You have now so much negative like expectations towards now this real person that you have to work through. So being a Christian girl and dating religion is a detriment. You have to figure out what God means for you. You have to figure out, you know, what you need to debunk from your childhood. You have to figure out what is for you, what you like, what's important to you. You have to ask him what he wants of you, not what everybody else wants for you. And that is what most of what I got from the first half of that interview. I completely encourage you to go watch it, to go get something from it. If you're a Black woman, a Christian woman, a dating woman, a single woman, he really speaks in depth about the struggles of only, you know, an oldest daughter, you know, a female. He touched upon such realness and such emotion that I'm just glad we're really having this conversation. I am glad we can have platforms that are, you know, positive towards Black women, because we're often under attack, you know. And just see yourself in that interview yourself. You know, I often say, I always have meetings with myself all the time. Like, why am I feeling this way? Why am I acting this way? Where did that response come from? And that's from healing, right? That's from therapy. That's from isolation. That's from spending time with myself. So I have meetings with myself all the time, constantly, so I can allow myself to feel, allow myself to analyze the feeling, and really go through the emotions. Because when you grow up in the church and when you grow up behind religion, and religion is very different from spirituality, so let's just differentiate that. When you grow up that way, especially being African, an immigrant, or even just Black as a whole, you have a lot of debunking to do. Okay, you have a lot of sense of self to discover, because religion is not who you are. Okay? Religion is not who you are. You cannot go out in the world and your childhood and how you grew up. That's not who you are. That's part of you. That's part of what makes you you. That's part of your history. But do not hide behind just being a Christian girl. You have to answer your whys. You have to figure out who you are, what you stand for, and who He has made you to be. You have to spend time with yourself. I think if I could encourage anybody or give anybody advice, you have to spend time with yourself to learn how God sees you. You have to be isolated a little bit, not date, not go out. If you feel called to do it, and you have to learn His love for you, how He sees you, right? Because once you learn and see how much He takes care of you, how much He comforts you, how much He protects you, once you literally see for yourself what the man above sees in you, how He looks at you, how you are so precious to Him, I guarantee you, when you go out in that dating world, you're going to expect nothing less. Nothing less. Because you're like, God don't talk to me like this. I'm not. God does not put me second place. God does not. No. But that has to be done in isolation. That has to be done in your isolation season. You have to be alone. You have to learn to be okay being alone. You have to learn to enjoy your own company, because you cannot expect someone to fill things within you that you have not discovered or don't want to discover within yourself first, because that makes your spouse your idol and not God. Don't expect that person to fix you. Don't expect. He will be an asset for you, ladies. He's going to help you in life. God has sent him to you, but don't think he is your God. So I feel like those just a few lessons for my Christian girlies who are single, who are dating, who are just like, what am I supposed to do in this season? What do I do in this season? Heal. Enjoy yourself. Focus on yourself. Learn about yourself. Debunk a lot of what the church has taught you when you were little. Observe things from a different perspective. Don't hide behind religion. Ask yourself what it means to you personally, individually, not what your mom taught you, not what your daddy taught you, not what auntie taught you, what it means to you. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you think, your experiences as a Christian girly, dating as a Christian girlies, the ups and the downs, anything in the comments. Let me know, and I'll see you again. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe.